No camping, no fires, no motocross. That was what the sign said, and we're gonna adhere to the rules. We're gonna hike all the way through to the other side before we camp. But already up ahead, I think I saw a cat or a rabbit bouncing through the woods. And man, is it getting beautiful out here. Off the main trail here, we have a few choices and directions. And one of the crazy things is this. My cell phone doesn't work back here. There's no signal. So I just have to go on memory of what I know the map to look like back here. When you're hiking remote areas, it's good to bring a paper map. A lot of my expeditions in the United States, I've had a paper map or a printed map, but this time I do not. As we get up here towards the top of the valley, there are these little sections of trees that are growing. Beautiful trees with nice grass below it. Just amazing up here. We've been climbing and climbing and climbing in elevation, and there's a lot of thorny plants, but it's nice to just see this little patch of a new type of woods. And then all those creases in the mountain, I wonder what they're formed by. Maybe they're cow trails, maybe they're goats, or maybe they're erosion, I really don't know. But they're beautiful. Just saw some horses roaming the valley right here. Wonder if they live here or allowed to graze here or what. We'll see if we can spot them. I wonder if they're just here getting water or resting or what. Look at these guys. Gotta be careful around wild horses. I don't think they're wild, but I think they just came down to have a drink with a little baby there. Good horses. This valley's changing the farther up I go. More livestock, less people. Honestly, I've only passed one person down there at the bottom on the trail. I was way down in the bottom of the valley. Not a soul in here with me, really. Not this far back. Except for these animals. Right, we've reached the top of the trail. We're up here on the very top of this mountain. Not really a mountain, but this ridge. And over this way, we're going to keep going down that way. You can see the ocean in the far distance. And it's still not dark yet. So we're gonna keep moving. We gotta just be very smart about where we camp, what we do. We are out of the ecological preserve. The trail has ended, but we might be on some farmland. And as nice as some of this area looks, the easier it is to get to for me as a human, the easier it is for both my fellow humans and livestock to get to. So we have to pick a good spot, and I think we're going to keep moving. I'll show you on the map a little further inland. Find a nice spot somewhere hidden, nestled in more of the forested area versus these open, exposed cliffs. Even though they're beautiful, windy, and have great views, I think we need a little more of a secluded spot for the night. So we're gonna press on. We made it to the top of the valley, but now the sunset here is remarkably late. It's 9 p.m., but we still have maybe an hour of light, if not more. Might be light beyond 10 p.m. It is the middle of the summer here, and so therefore we're gonna go across the peninsula. Is kind of a ridge that goes down. We're gonna cross over the ridge. There's a river not too far from here on the other side that has some woods along it. I think we're gonna just keep moving towards the coast on the north side of the peninsula. We're gonna try to find a spot somewhere hidden in there. It was tempting to try to find a place here on the border between the park and the farmland, but it's still a bit early. I don't want to be setting up a tent during daylight hours and have some farmer or some hiker walk up on me. So we're gonna keep it moving. This road behind me is very tempting to go take it because it looks like it kind of dead ends in this neutral area, and I have a feeling there's some good cover back there. But I think we're gonna press on. But as a reserve backup plan B, we could always return to this site. Well, an interesting thing has happened on our map, and that is certain maps show roads, and then you get to them and they have a gate and they say private. So we're gonna circle back to that side trail we saw, that side road. We're gonna go explore down it. I don't think we're gonna camp on it, but we're gonna examine it, how far it goes, what kind of gap it has to get to the main road. It would be both easy and nice to camp back here. It's getting beautiful out here. Look at these cows right here. They're all checking me out. They say, "You're the first guy to walk down that road in a long time, sir." Right now, I think we technically are cutting through a farmer's field, but it's not like it's his house over there. It's just a hay barn. And back behind me is our possible campsite B. And so I was gonna just cut directly across and hop the fence, but because there's no one out here, it's a beautiful day. And it's just a hay barn, not a house. I'm gonna cut over here to the gate. Either go through the gate or climb it. Get on the roadway, keep moving. Just wanted to point that out. That's a cool old stone cinder block hay barn. Might come back to it if I need to. It is getting late. Something nice about this kind of farmland. Kind of magical. The sun setting back there, and all these hay bales. Look at all these hay bales. I got caught behind a tractor hauling some earlier, and there's a lot of farm equipment on the roads back here, especially when you take the back roads like I did. And so it's just an impressive agricultural district, I'll call it that. I mean, sheep, horses, cows, hay, crops. The food here is amazing. It's so fresh, so local. And anyway, we'll see what kind of food we can get up to on this adventure as well. This field, even though there's a fence, the gate's open back there. And then there's this old hay piled up like a little miniature wall. I thought if I want, I could camp on the other side of it. So that's a possibility. The other issue is, to my left, there's this highway. It's not like an American interstate, but it's 2 lanes and a divider and 2 more lanes. So if I want to cross it, which I need to do, I have to find a bridge or a tunnel. So I'm walking up this way towards a tunnel, but I'm tempted to go ahead and find some kind of nice place like that to settle down, because it's good to get ground covered, and it's good to get closer to my goal of crossing the peninsula, but it's also a nice spot. So we're gonna head in the general direction of Greville, but I have an idea. I've been scouting the map about where we're gonna go, and there's a little river on the other side of the peninsula called, and again, please excuse all my French mispronunciations, it's called Les Sabines, S-A-B-I-N-E, and I've seen a lot of wooded parts along it. And so there's a few streets country roads, let's call them, that lead right to the wooded parts. And so we're gonna head there. It's gonna be another good hike to get there, so it may well be dark by then, but it will take us 2/3 of the way across the peninsula, but then we still are gonna go circle the tip tomorrow. So we're making progress and enjoying ourselves along the way. So we picked a pretty ambitious target. Don't know how many miles or kilometers away it is, but it says 50 minutes walking. So I'm guessing that means 2 or 3 miles, 4, 5, 6 kilometers. I don't really know. So that would put us there at 11 p.m., which will definitely be darker. But what's amazing right now is let's see what time it is exactly. 10:09 p.m. and look at the sky. I mean, I don't remember as a kid it being this sunny this late. And sure, France is different from the United States, from Georgia, but do you guys remember it being essentially light out till 10 p.m. in your childhood, or are the days longer now? I don't really know. They feel that way to me. I mean, sure, it's the height of the summer, and yes, the days were long in my childhood, but maybe it's me being outdoors so much now, but they seem particularly long right now, this season of life. But beautiful terrain and so quiet back here, so quiet. Here on this empty road, and I come across this beautiful little stone building. I'm not gonna spend the night in here, but if the weather was bad, sometimes photos don't do a place like this justice, just because it's so wide open and beautiful that the frame of the photo limits the scope of the beauty. It's like, you know, when people talk about stars all over the sky, you just have to see it. Or when they talk about, you know, big mountains or whatever they're talking about, sometimes a camera has a hard time capturing it. Sure, there's great photographers who can do it, but I hope some of this beauty of Normandy comes through in these videos. We've been going 3, 4, 5 hours hiking non-stop, first up the valley, then across the little roadways and the villages, and now we're headed towards the river on the other side of the peninsula. And we're gonna get a lot of distance covered in this trip, and it's not exactly easy hiking, or it's not hard either. Some parts are difficult, but I'm sure the coastline will have its tricky parts. But it's all beautiful and it's all very enjoyable. And yes, my feet hurt and I have a sore ankle, but it's a small price to pay to enjoy this. Hope you're enjoying it too. Okay, it's getting dark on us now, and it still says we're about 20 minutes to this desired location, but there's a lot of farms with little pockets of land and gates open and things like that. But this road in front of us, hard to see, but it's beautiful, and it's got a huge hillside on each side and tree lined. I wish we could catch a view of it. I'll take a few pictures, but very cool little road we're on. I still don't want to make a bunch of noise back here in case there's like a house or something I didn't see on the map. So it's one of these beautiful, like, I'll show a picture, but this trail down to the river right here, I'm at the very last bits, and I can hear the water up ahead of me. But instead of a hedgerow on the sides, it's like a trench down to the river. So the fields are behind like a dirt and rock wall on each side. So I could camp right down here in the bottom of this trail, but I'm gonna get down to the edge of the river and see what the story is, but the further I go, the more overhang there is. And look at this, like this is a classic example right here. It's like I have to duck down, this branch is hanging, blocking the trail. This is the spot we're picking, just right here in this field. I'll show you the photo of out in front of us. It's a beautiful field. I'm gonna cut the lights off. We're gonna set up tent. Probably only be able to do some nighttime photography because I don't want to use a lot of lights out here right now, even though I'm highly confident we're way off the trails and away from every building and house and person and animal. Here in my little camo bivouac, it's very cozy and tight, but I have my bags and my gear up here by my head. I have a couple of key items handy. I got my lights handy, but we're gonna just hit the hay. It's already midnight. We set up at about 11:30, and we're gonna set our alarm and wake up very early. Sometimes for safety, I like to backtrack to places where I do know, so that way I kind of can see and hear and feel, you know, the entrance and the exit. And so I backtracked up the hill a little bit. I went into one of these open fields on the side, and then I set up. It's a beautiful view. There's a view of the ocean here, and we'll just get some sleep, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning. We will continue our adventure around Normandy. Good night.